Hey, this is Macky with the Hidden Threads podcast. And who else do we have?
It's me, Tori.
Tori.
Victoria.
So I'm old. I'm old school. I call you Victoria.
Yeah, it's my professional name.
So I like to talk to Victoria at times about what she doesn't like.
Yeah.
She just disclosed to me she doesn't like olives.
They're so nasty. That's really one thing I will not eat.
So no sweet tea, no olives. What else?
I'm not picky. I just anything but olives.
Will you go to Olive Garden?
Yeah.
Just not eat.
I just won't get anything with olives.
Just not the olives, not the salad, the big endless bowl of salad they give you.
Ooh, I haven't been to Olive Garden in a minute, but yeah.
Olive Garden's good. It gets a bad rap because it's a chain, but I like it.
No, their tour of Italy is where it's at.
The tour of Italy.
Yeah.
I haven't been there in a while either. Sometimes I'll just get their soup and salad and unlimited bread, and I'm good for the day. So I do not like Carrabba's.
Ooh, I haven't been there in a minute.
Maybe it's just the location over next to the mall. Like you walk in and they stare at you like, what are you doing in our store kind of thing.
I have been there a couple of times. Their soup's okay.
It's all right.
Yeah.
It's okay. I think it was better back. We like bonefish.
Ooh, I love bonefish. When I was drinking, I used to love bonefish.
Back when he was a drunk. We've digressed to what our favorite chain restaurants are.
Yeah.
And endless plugs for the chain restaurants.
Yeah, right. Sponsor us.
Right. That kind of leads us into our topic. We got an unusual topic today. What are we talking about?
Entrepreneurship and kind of veteran entrepreneurship.
Veteran entrepreneurship. All right. You got a family of veterans, don't you?
I do.
You do?
Yeah.
I'm a veteran. I think I've talked about that a lot. But yeah, I just want to get into a little bit today about, we get a lot of veterans that call me and want to work, right? And then we get into, hey, you got to go get your license. You got to do these things and those things. And I never hear from them again. All right? I don't know what they're looking for, and I understand where they're coming from. When you first get out, you have no idea what you're doing.
Yeah.
Right? You try to plan a year out and all these things, and you don't know what you're getting into, right? You've had a structured life for 4 to 20 years, depending on how long you stayed in, right? And you get out and you go to these places, you get hired, say you get an entry-level job at a manufacturing plant. Let's just say it was an example. You go there, it's chaotic. There's no leadership. There's no set schedule. You think a plant, there would be a lot of schedule and structure. There's none, right? Nobody has any idea what's going on. They just say, hey, produce this stuff and make a pile over here, and we'll see you after 12 hours kind of thing, right? And they get frustrated with that. And I'm not downing manufacturing. It's happened in sales. I got out and went to work for a finance company when I first got out. And they just said, hey, go make loans. And I'm like, okay, here's a book on what's legal and what's not. And it was frustrating to me.
Yeah.
I need some guidance here, but there was no guidance. And I mean, I made the best of it, and got into sales. And that was another one where they said, hey, here's your business cards, go sell forklifts. All right, I've driven forklifts, but I didn't know the ins and outs of them, and the whole science is called material handling, right? So I had to learn. We didn't have Google. Google wasn't a big thing. We had Ask Jeeves. But,
I don't even know what that is.
That's the original Google, Ask Jeeves.
Oh my God!
It's this little guy. He went on there and you asked questions to him, and they were not that great of an answer. But I learned how to sell by trial and error. Yeah. I did latch on to a sales manager. He wasn't even my sales manager when I first started, but I saw him at a meeting and he seemed like he knew what he was talking about. I said, hey, I'm going to come follow you around. Yeah. He said, okay. And I learned he was a tough guy, tough salesman, good salesman, but he was tough on salespeople, which is what I needed. And I learned how to sell stuff that way. Now that company dissolved and I had to go get a job somewhere, and I went to contract for the State Department, and everybody's like, what's this got to do with entrepreneurship? If I'd have known what I know now, I'd have tried this thing way back when I first got out.
Yeah.
Starting your own business is much safer these days than working for somebody else. I've talked to you about that before.
Yes.
With the economy, how the government are behind the boom bust cycles financially. People, we get into the Federal Reserve a little bit, but the government is into that. So they lend money, they borrow money in terms of bonds. And then they print money to pay these bonds back, and it kills the dollar. And it causes what we call a boom bust cycle. It's happened since 1930 something. So, but you're more stable if you own your own business and try your best to run a good business. So and you get more benefits from the government for having your own business in terms of taxes.
Yeah.
And you, as a business owner, I get to spend money, then get taxed.
Mm-hmm.
As an employee, you're an employee, Victoria, but we're working on that.
Yes.
Right? You get taxed and then spend money.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense to you?
Yes,
all right?
It does.
So there are some benefits to owning your own business.
And with Trump coming in office, I think you're going to get a lot more.
The Trumpster? Yeah. I don't know. I liked Trump's. So we pay a weekly payroll tax. And it was much lower under Trump. I'm not saying which one's better or not.
Yeah.
I just know when his cuts went away, my payroll tax went up because I have to pay me and you and some other folks. And payroll tax is impactful. And part of the Trump tax cut was that. And we're not a $5 billion business is what people like to go after in the media, right?
Right.
We're a $1,000 business.
Small business.
Small business, yeah. Right? We do okay, but so yeah, taxes do give you benefits. Veterans, though, you get out without a lot of guidance. They send you to that little 3, I can't remember, 3 or 4 week class. Here's how you get a job, go to college, do these things. And I did all those things, and I was still frustrated with society.
Yeah.
And so eventually I started my own business. Not this one. I started another one and failed.
What was that business?
That was that business, firearm and tactical training.
Oh.
Yep, I started that and tried that for about a year, and it was an absolute failure. Went into debt, didn't know how to manage, didn't know how to get proper lending, so I took it on me personally. And so I had to pay that off, and I went back to contracting overseas again and paid some of that debt off and came into this one the right way. I researched it, planned, and got it all set up a year before I left the State Department the next time around. So I learned from my mistakes.
What were your biggest mistakes on that first trial?
Thinking that people wanted to buy my stuff.
Okay.
Like, you create it and they will come.
Yeah. You
got to advertise. You got to network. I didn't do any of that. I just said, I'm going to build this gun range.
Yeah.
And I'm cool because I was a recon Marine and State Department firearm instructor, sniper guy.
That is cool.
But nobody bought it. So I didn't have any advertising plan. I didn't have a networking plan.
Yeah.
I didn't really know who I was selling to, and it was just a disaster. I didn't have clear direction.
Yeah.
This next go around, I did have clear direction, which we're going to do another podcast on our 2025 direction. I want to reveal my secrets to the world.
Yeah.
How's that sound? But yeah, I've studied advertising, studied content marketing, which we're making now. We're making content and how other people's done it. And I used to be depressed and feel bad because I failed in a business one time. But I started reading other successful people and most of them have failed once or more times in business.
Yeah.
And they just learn from that and then become very successful afterwards. So, so if you're a veteran, I would look into entrepreneurship. And if you want to talk to me, I will help you with how to advertise. We're going to do the second part of this is going to be how we get customers here and what to expect when you come through our doors, either virtually or in person.
Yes.
But yeah, I recommend if you're a veteran or you're getting ready to get out, think about what your burning desire is, what your expertise is, what's the phrase I'm looking for here. What's your magic sauce? What can you do well that nobody else can, or what other people may do it, but you can do it better? And think about research how to start that business. There's money out there from the Small Business Administration you can get with very low interest rates, and study, learn, fail, get back up, do it again.
Absolutely.
And get better every time. And that's what I recommend. Going to work for corporate America right out of the military, whether you're an officer or an enlisted guy, it doesn't matter. You're going to be frustrated when you first get out. People don't show up on time. There's no discipline in meetings. You're going to have meeting after meeting that could have been done by email.
Yeah.
I try to have limited meetings here. I probably should have more, right?
We do a good amount, I feel like.
I do a lot of one-on-one time, but we don't have many employees either. So
we have the business manager step in and do a little kind of sit down.
Oh yeah, the business coach.
Or business coach.
Yeah, I do have a business coach. I recommend that as well. So
you don't have unnecessary meetings like out the wazoo, so that's nice.
Right. Yeah, we could have when you get out in the corporate world. Have you ever worked for a large corporation?
Florida Power and Lights.
They have meetings just to have meetings, right?
Yeah.
And you work for Marshall Space Flight Center a little bit.
Yeah.
Not Marshall
Space and Rocket
Space and Rocket Center. Marshall Space Flight Center.
Oh God, they did have meetings for no reason. Yeah, yeah.
Just to have meetings to make them feel important.
Yep.
So that's very frustrating for a veteran getting out of a very structured, disciplined organization, whether it be whatever branch of service you were in. So, yeah, we're going to come back in just a minute. We're going to talk about how we get customers, and it can be for people that are wanting to start their own business. They can use the same plan. So, all right, we'll be back in just a second.
Peace.
Yep, safe online dating. It's a big deal. So maybe you met the person of your dreams on Tinder or one of the other platforms, and you're getting ready to meet up with them in person. Or maybe you've been in a long-distance online relationship with them. You just want to know who they are. Well, we have a tool called TLOXP. It's only available to federal agents, police forces, and private investigators. Hey, that's me. And we can tell you about their bankruptcies, judgments, evictions, divorces, arrest record, important things you need to know before spending any more time with this person. All right, get to know who they are and confront them with it, or just break up with them, whatever your choice is. But you have to call us or fill out the information on the link below. You're going to hear from a real private investigator that's going to go over this data with you, go over the pricing options with you, and get the information you need to be safe online. Don't wait any longer. Click the link or give us a call to get started. The number is 866-910-7499. Again, 866-910-7499, or click the link. Hope to talk to you soon. We're back with the 20. What has happened?
I don't know.
What has happened, Victoria? Hey, this is Macky with the Hidden Threads podcast, part 2 of this episode.
Whoop, whoop.
Get us straight, Victoria.
Yes.
It is a Monday.
It is a Monday, and we're going to jump into how we get business.
How we get business. Yeah, the first part of this one was about veterans and entrepreneurship, and a lot of them, where most businesses fail, is they don't know how to get customers. Or if they do get a customer, they don't know how to sell. All right. Marketing and sales are two different things. People like to wrap them all together, but they're two separate things.
Oh, yeah.
So what is our big marketing plan, Victoria? How do customers find us?
I would say a good portion comes through our Facebook advertisements.
Facebook?
And then our other source would be Google ads.
So Facebook and Google. Yeah. Kind of getting away from Google a little bit. Shooting for that this year. Now we're going to post on Google for the free stuff and all that, and the Google My Business. You could have that set up. But yeah, we did Google ads a lot this year. We spent a bunch of money on our Google ads. So
they're back and forth. Sometimes they work really good, and sometimes they seem to not.
Right. And I've taken them upon myself the last 30 days, and we're going to do it next year, is to conquer Facebook.
Yes.
We're going to master Facebook ads and posting on Facebook. We like TikTok too. TikTok may or may not be going away. I guess we'll find out in January.
Yeah.
Who knows, right? But Facebook, you get the power of Instagram as well. Google, you can't absolutely go away with that. We use YouTube as well. So we post this on YouTube. Hi, everybody on YouTube.
And Spotify.
Spotify. Yeah. So let's talk about organic versus paid. So organic, we take these posts, we break them up into small clips, and we just post them on the different platforms. I will try to do twice a day. Sometimes I don't. I don't have a I don't have a social media person. It's me. Start to train Victoria in that a little bit.
Yes.
So she can learn how to be a social media guru.
Yes.
All right. I'm going to train her and she's going to leave me. That's what's going to happen.
No, I'm not. I'm not shysty like that.
I mean, she's going to be like, I'm going to leave because you train me all this stuff and now I'm going to go get a $4 million a year job.
No.
$4 million.
You pay me well.
$4 million.
You pay me so well.
If you didn't leave for $4 million, I would fire you so you could take it.
I mean, if it was $4 million, I'd have to take it. I'd pay you out some too.
But yeah, organic's what we call just us posting. It doesn't cost us anything but time. We go in and post little clips. We post long clips on YouTube and Spotify, and we break them up into small clips, and we put them all on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Reels, you name it.
It's just Macky sitting in front of a camera going, hey, I'm Macky. We do background checks, this, that, and the other.
That's more of a commercial.
Yeah.
But I break up clips in this where we get Victoria talking about.
Oh, the podcast clips. Yeah.
Yeah. Clips of this. And we do have some commercials on there. But yeah. And then we get into paid. That's where you pay Google to get your ad in front of people, or you pay Facebook to get your ad in front of people. So you go in, Facebook and Google ads are completely different animals. All right. Google, you're looking at those keywords because people are doing a search in a search bar. Facebook, you're looking at Facebook behaviors. So what they like and what they dislike based off what they swipe on, what they click on, what they freeze their thumb on. It's called thumb stopping. Do you know that?
I did not know that.
Thumb stopping content. Anyway.
Wow.
Yep. And same with Instagram, thumb stopping content. So whatever they stop on and watch for more than a few seconds, Facebook algorithm says, well, they must like that. So they start showing them more of that stuff.
Yeah.
All right. That's why, when you start, you say, I think I want some new shoes. And then all of a sudden you start getting ads.
Yes.
All right. You stopped on an ad. You stopped on something that made Facebook or Twitter, whoever you're looking at, made them think that, hey, they like this stuff. That's where it happens. So,
okay.
All right.
Good to know.
Thumb stopping content. Yeah. But anyways, I pay Facebook to go, we experiment with different ads. Facebook's more solid in terms of if they find something that works, they're going to keep pushing clients to you. Google tries to spread the wealth for some reason. I don't know why. If one of my ads works, it might work. You've seen this firsthand, Victoria. One of our ads will work like fire for 10 days and then nothing.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Stop.
Yeah. They try to spread the wealth among the other people advertising the same thing, which now that's small business people like me spending less than $5,000 a month. If you are Ford or Chevrolet and you're spending $25,000 a month, they don't do that to you.
Gotcha.
Is that fair?
No.
My old high school coach used to say the fair came once a year.
Oh, that's pretty good saying. I actually like that.
You got to play whatever the games Google's playing. That's what you got to do. So, but I like Facebook better. You're kind of in the town square. You're saying, hey, this is us, and now you have to sort through a lot of trash in there a little bit. You have people click your stuff, fill out forms that are not interested for whatever reason.
Or didn't mean to.
They didn't mean to.
High when they
might have been high. They might have been on those gummies when they did it.
I call them and they're like, who is this?
Who is this?
I never called you before.
How does that go, Victoria?
Well, they say that and I'm just like, okay, well.
But what's the accent again?
Well, it's real Southern country
We are in Alabama, y'all, so we get some Southern people. Yeah. Sometimes me and Victoria have to interpret for others.
Yes.
On the thing. We grew up around here.
Yes.
But yeah,
mouth.
You have to sort through a lot. And Victoria, that's what she gets paid to do. She sorts through these and schedules consultations. Tell me when you first get somebody on the phone or through text or however they reach back out to you, what's the first thing they normally say to you?
I call them, say who we are, and if they want to talk and they actually know who we are, I just tell them to give me a little brief rundown of what's going on, and I'll see if we can help them or not.
Had something on my nose there. Sorry. You give them a brief rundown, and then we schedule them for a consultation.
Yes.
Sometimes you do those.
Yeah, if it's adultery or
custody.
Child custody.
Which ones are you not comfortable with?
Basically everything besides those two, I get a little uncomfortable with.
Criminal, you get uncomfortable with?
Very. That's probably the one I'm the most uncomfortable with.
You're getting better at digital forensics.
Yes, I am feeling more confident in that. Criminal is just so broad. There's people call for tons of different reasons, and I'm not a lawyer, and I don't know all the laws.
I'm not a lawyer either. I guess I've been immersed in this for a while, so I kind of get
knowledge.
I know what the evidence what kind of evidence they're looking for, and we are training Victoria, by the way. So if you talk to her on criminal, just know she's getting better every day.
And I always say, because I know I sound really unknowledgeable, I'm always just like, this is not my specialty area. Like Macky is a specialist on this, so let me do a consult with him.
Right. Yeah. And we usually give them an hour. Sometimes it doesn't take an hour.
Yeah.
We get down to the heart of it. One thing I find on our consultations, whether it's in phone or in person, they don't know what they're looking for.
Yeah.
And we have to kind of ferret that out of them. Hey, based off our experience, this is what the evidence you need is. Is that what you think? And they're like, yeah, okay, here we go. So we get them zoned in because they're asking for the world.
Yes.
Very broad, and we have to narrow it down. Now, we could give them the world if they have the money. But most of the time, they don't have unlimited funds. And we have to narrow it down to 2 to 3 things we're going to do for them.
Yes.
And then we get that all put into a contract. Yes, there is a contract. Very simple. And it for the benefits both of us. And we're 3 weeks down the road, they say, well, you didn't do this. And I can be like, well, it's not in the contract.
Yes.
That happens. Right.
Yes.
And helps a lot. And then how do we take payment, Victoria?
We do cash, credit, debit. Really? We'll just take your payment anyway, as long
Bitcoin,
even a cashier's check, as long as it's valid.
Bitcoin,
Yeah.
no fake
Wire,
checks. Yeah,
wire
we've
some
done
money.
wire. But yeah, that's just kind of our process. So yeah, you got to have a process. So you see the difference between marketing there. Marketing's our ads, our brand. We also do referral marketing where we go out to business networking groups and pitch our products and services and try to help them as well. We try to help our business network get business as well. And
I have to say, when I started doing this, I didn't know how well that actually worked.
Yeah.
And like getting out and networking and seeing the people call in, giving us referrals. Get out there and network. That stuff does work.
Yeah, we use BNI, Business Network International. Ding, ding.
It's amazing. I really was so like, what is this when I started? But it helps so much.
Yeah, it does. We got 4 core law firms that back when I was just me and a box of cards, and I started BNI, and that's how we get those referrals. Charlotte Christian's firm gave us 2 last week. So
Marcus gave us 1 too.
Marcus Helstowski, yep, good man, good lawyer. But and we also give them referrals too. So we get it's kind of a scratch each other's back situation. It's almost like we're each other's business unit. But that's marketing. We get into sales when the actual client, prospect, whatever you want to call them, is standing in front of you on the phone or in person. That's the sales process. Mm-hmm. That's where we let them talk, take us down the path of what they want, and then we ask them some magical questions, right, Victoria?
Yes.
Victoria says I'm good at it.
Macky is wonderful. Macky's an awesome closer too.
My big thing is I say I'm taking notes while they're talking, and I write down the 3 big things that they're looking for, and I say if we can get these accomplished for you, will you start this today? And what do they typically say, Victoria?
Either yes or no.
They say yes or no. If they say no, there's some reasons. They usually tell us, hey, this is why. Number 1, they don't have the money. Yep. Number 2, I didn't answer a question. And then they have an objection over a question. Hey, how do you do this is one big thing they say. So we go through how we do it, and then I'll hit them again. Are you ready to get started on this today? And typically we get going. So, but I wouldn't say I'm a master closer. I've just done it a lot. So.
I would say he's a master closer, but I mean, you know how to put pressure on people without making it feel like too much pressure. I find it very hard when you're talking about large amounts of money to be like, hey, are you going to give me this?
Yeah.
Because I don't know. It's just uncomfortable for me, but I'm getting better at it.
I don't like the term pressure, but I don't like things to drag out forever.
Yeah.
Either you want to do this or you don't.
True.
With us or somebody else. I'm here right now if you want to get started.
Yeah.
If not, go shopping again. And it's usually a better alternative to get started now. And we have the track record. There's no reason people should use us, but some people like other ones. Yeah. It's typically financial because our prices are higher. But so for you veterans out there, that's just some tips of how we do it. If you're not a veteran, that's some tips of how we do it. We have a written process of how we get customers. We're working on that. We're going to hone it in this year.
Yes.
And so I could hand this manual to somebody in Texas and they could start making sales right away.
Yeah.
But so that's it for this podcast. Different topics today. But
Macky the master closer.
I don't know about that. Ric Flair. Anyways. Oh yeah. Anyways, so that's just the different topics about business. And if you're a PI out there watching this and you're thinking about starting your own company or you're wanting to be a PI, this is critical, man. Everybody focuses in on how cool my jacket should look and what kind of car I drive. If you don't have a customer, you're not going to get that stuff.
So. And speaking of entrepreneurship, you really do about every job there is in your company. You know how to do it. So if you are going to be a CEO and are interested in it, just know that there is so much work that goes into it.
Right.
You don't really talk about you're working all the time.
Right. It's
constantly.
It's not easy.
Yeah.
But I would never go back.
Yeah.
Entrepreneurs, we give up 40-hour weeks for 80-hour weeks for freedom. It's weird. Yeah. But anyways, now I do have control over my future. So, yes. And I try to get my employees to have that same entrepreneurial spirit to like, hey, here's the task for the day or the week. It's up to you to figure out how to do it. Now I'm going to give you some guidelines, but I'm not the type to hold your hand the whole time.
Yeah, you're not.
All right, that's enough for today. We're going to get out of here, and we'll see you next time on the Hidden Threads podcast.
Bye.